Hello everyone, I'm Gurpreet Singh and today we are diving into incredibly important aspect of digital inclusion, web accessibility. Whether you are a developer, a designer or simply interested in making web better place for everyone, this video is for you. We are going to explore how to make your websites and applications more accessible, focusing on label controls, grouping controls and providing clear form instructions. So let's get started. So let's take a blank form and start defining our form inputs. Screen readers rely on these labels to inform users about what each control does. For instance, rather than just having a text field for name, ensure it is accompanied by a clear label stating name. It's not just about accessibility, it is also about usability for everyone. So similar to the name field, we are now defining email. So email should also have a label, properly defined email, and then it should have a type clearly defined as email type so that users on mobile devices or touch screens get an appropriate keyboard on their devices. So after defining email field and name field, so I'm going to define submit button here as well. So aesthetically the form looks complete, and from look and feel perspective I am also adding some styles so the form should look better when we are looking at it. So after completing labeling controls, let's move on to the grouping controls. So when you have multiple controls related to the same topic, grouping them helps users understand the relationship easily. This is crucial for screen readers users because it provides context. So you might have seen such areas where we are defining billing sections or addresses. Using a field set and legend tags in HTML to group these controls is a better idea. This is not only adding accessibility but also improving the form structure, making it easier for users to navigate as well. So in this example, I'm defining shipping address. So I'm using field set legends so that I can combine these both input elements, shipping and street, together. So whenever the screen readers are reading this particular element, it should read them together. So last but not least, let's talk about form instructions. So clear instructions are very important for accessible forms. They guide users on how to fill out the form, what information is required and how it should be formatted. It is important to place where they are easily noticeable. If a specific format is needed, say a phone number or email address, make sure to mention that. It helps everyone, not just those assistive technologies. There are mainly three approaches we can take here to define our form instructions. So one could be the outside area of the form where users can see that upfront, and second could be using the aria-labelledby approach where we define instructions within the labels, and third could be the aria-describedby. So let's cover them one by one. So here we are defining our form input with expiration date. So I am defining here expiration date with its desired format as well. So for users who can see the screen, it is clearly visible how this input should go. And for the screen readers, it will also be helpful when they are reading the screen. So it will say expiration date mm/YYY. So second approach could be aria-labelledby. So in this approach, we are dividing this into two different parts. So first part is expiration date label itself, and second part is the instruction how you need to fill that particular input. So in this case, you can see I'm defining expiration date in label, and then there is another span tag where we are defining YYY format, right? So both the labels or both the instructions are associated with their respective input field inside the label aria-labelledby property. So you can see both IDs are defined there. So screen readers will read this out as expiration date YYY. So last approach we can say here is aria-describedby. So which is quite similar to the aria-labelledby approach, but when it comes to reading this particular field via screen readers or assistive touch, so in this case it will say everything first regarding the field as part of label, and then after reading field and the labels, it will then read the aria-describedby property. So in this case, you can see we are defining aria-labelledby YYY format again, right? So it will start reading from label towards the input field, and at the end it will read aria-describedby property. So these are the mainly three types which we are using to provide form instructions. And there is another bonus tip I would like to share here, which is placeholder. So placeholders are being used inside input elements, and these can be leveraged to define what kind of text can be entered into that particular field. I'm using here placeholder text for this input field, and this is a search type of field, of course. And if you can see, I'm not removing the label field here, label tag, because labels are equally important for every input field, because your screen readers will not able to associate any label to a particular field if it's not there, right? So it's important when you are using placeholder, also use labels there to associate this particular, the completion of the field basically. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm planning to share more content here regarding web accessibility. Stay tuned and please like, share, subscribe and support the channel. Thank you.